This evening we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at a rather chilly Clarence Park. A bit windy, not as bad as it has been in recent days, but it's good news for the Saints. A touch of deja vu. It's sort of second year running. We knocked Royston Town out of the Hart Senior Cup. This time 2-0 here, 1-0 last year, so that's an improvement. First half, a lot of missed passes. I couldn't wait for it to end. Second half, a little bit better and we're a bit sharper up front as well.
Yeah, I think both teams, looking at ourselves, I think we made 6-7 changes from Saturday and certainly looking at their team sheet compared to Saturday, I think they changed everybody. So it was always going to be a little bit that way. At the moment, I think, they've got a lot more to play for than we have in terms of the trophy and their league campaign to try and get promotion, where we've got a relegation battle to contend with. So though we wanted to progress, we also had to make sure that we don't pick major injuries up going into Saturday's game, and that was probably the most priority. We rested players that were carrying a couple of knocks and rested one or two players that probably needed a bit more of a rest. So luckily enough, we've not picked any injuries up, and we've won the game 2-0, which is the most important thing. Clean sheet, which is good. But it could have been a lot harder game if both teams had probably got their first 11 in, and as I say, it's difficult for Royston at the moment because of the situation they're in, and you've got to say congratulations to them for the performances that they've put in terms of going to Ebbsfleet and Wealdstone and beating Chester and Bournemouth in the trophy so far. So wish them all the best for the rest of the season, and we've got to concentrate on ourselves now and try and get out of this relegation battle we're in.
You talked about changes tonight, but that side you put out tonight, it still had probably 7 or 8 players who consider themselves to be very much first team. So disappointed, but maybe weren't a bit more cohesive?
I think it's difficult because we changed the shape again. As I said to you, I'm trying to get minutes into people. Andros, in terms of, hadn't played in terms of the loan, he's been with us now. So it was good for him to get a game under his belt. Harry Foster's not played much this season because of an injury with Watford, but again it showed how good these two are. They both give us a bit of an excitement when they get on the ball. Scotty has been carrying his knee injury, Scotty Shorten, and then Sam and Jefferson haven't played much football over the last couple of weeks, and the same as Michael Clark. So we're just probably a little bit off in that first half, but we just made 1 or 2 little changes at half time and second half, and I thought it wasn't much better. We scored the 2 goals. Could have quite easily got a third and a fourth there. The keeper's made a really good save from Riddell. I think one's it. Jefferson on the line. So, but second half was a lot better. But again, we had to make some changes to try and improve us, because again, first half we did lack any sort of cohesion and any quality about us, which seemed to be lacking. But give them full credit, because they put a team out there that made it difficult for us. But the most important thing is we won the game and we kept a clean sheet, which is really good for 2 games on the trot now.
3 good goals on Saturday and 2 tonight weren't bad.
Yeah, good goals. Both of them. Yeah, and Sam's was a great goal in terms of a volley, and I say Donny's was a good goal because him and Harry got involved in it, and he's come back in on his right foot and bent one into the far corner. So I say all we can do is just beat what's in front of you, and I've just got to try and plan now for Saturday, and then we've got 2 really tough away games with Havant and Chippenham to come. So, and then we'll be out of February already. It's just this season seems to have flown past, and as I say, the quicker we can get out of this relegation battle, the better it'll be for everybody.
The goal Sam got was cracking volley. We've seen plenty of them in the past from him, but it's been probably a year and a half since we've seen him regularly. A goal like that won't do him any harm, but starting the game, it's looking unlikely for him at the moment.
Well, it's difficult because we've got the second top goal scorer in the league in our side at the moment with Joe, and it's good to give him a rest, because I felt his performance on Saturday at Bath was exceptional. But again, he wants to play week in, week out. So Jefferson and Sam have got to really come to a level where they're going to put Joe under pressure, and it has been unfortunate for him. He's took his goal really well. Confidence-wise, hopefully it'll do him a power of good, but we need him back to where he was probably 18 months, 2 years ago. But he's only going to get that by playing games of football, and he needs to get his fitness levels to match fitness levels to where he was at the moment. As I say, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. The whole of his season's been like that. So he's going to struggle unless he can get her, in that side on a regular basis. But where we played him second half, I quite enjoyed him in there. He got his goal from that area, and I enjoyed his performance in the second half much better than it was in the first half.
Hart Senior Cup, you want to win it, you're in the semi-final now?
Well, as I said before, I wanted to win it last year, and unfortunately, we just run out of time really in terms of the squad and the injuries and the time it took the FA or the Hearts FA to make a decision when we're going to play the game. Unfortunately, it was between them two games of the Bank Holiday Monday and the Saturday and the last game of the season. And we picked up injuries when we had injuries, and unfortunately we just on the day wasn't good enough. Bournemouth were better than us. They took their chances and they deserved to win it. Now, obviously, we're in that situation now where we'll have to find out who we're playing in the next round. I'm not quite sure it was. I think it was maybe Stevenage or Kings Langley. I'm not sure. But let's try and get to the final first and foremost. And once we get there, let's try and win it, because it would be good to win it, especially for the supporters here, especially for the club and the town, because we want to put trophies in the cabinet, and we want to be, as I said before, I won it with Baldock and I won it with Boreham Wood, so it'd be great to do it for a third club. So let's see where we are. As I say, the most important thing for me now is let's get out of this relegation battle, because it's been a long, hard, tough season to where we are. But we've got a squad at the moment that seems quite settled. Certainly the two boys we brought in from Watford have been a great addition to the squad. Just some of the things that we've done and changed things around seem to have improved us, but we've got a obviously long, hard sort of 10 weeks to go with 12 games to go, and that's the most important thing at the moment, is to try and keep the football club in this league, because we want to be here next year.
Well, as you say, just a dozen games to go in the league. Any targets, or is it literally a case of game by game?
I think you've got to take. It's obviously in my own head I've got targets. So, I want 50 points as quickly as possible. But again, I think maybe we've just got to see where we are with it. We're fortunate this year, and I've said it from day one, is only 2 teams are being relegated. But next year is going to be 4 teams, and that's going to be even tougher. So we know where we are. We've got to keep looking to plan and prepare properly for each game, but also in one eye looking, what we need to bring in to make sure that we're going to be better as the season progresses, and certainly for the second half of the run in terms of games coming and games going. Our home form hasn't been good enough. If you compare our home form to our away form, there's quite a difference. So that's got to change, where in the past our home form was always really what's got us on and kept us up the league, where this year at the moment it's not been as good as the away form. So we've just got to keep that going, but as I say, we've got to try and keep everybody fit, which is the most important thing. We've got Monash and we've got James Kolotsky, both got little injuries, and we need to clear them up. Dean Snedker's had a bit of a sore back this morning when he's woke up, and we signed Alex last week, but I think that's a great addition to the squad. He's 6'4", he's a colossus as a keeper, and you've seen tonight that he's going to put Dean under massive pressure for the running, so that's good from that side of it. But again, we've just got to make sure that we get these injured players back. Zane's had a little bit of a tight calf since Saturday, so again we don't have to risk him tonight, so hopefully he'll be fully fit for Saturday, which is the most important game.
A chance to improve that home record on Saturday. Oxford City are visitors to Clarence Park. They've gradually eased their way up the table during the season. They're out of any danger. We need the points.
Yeah, exactly. But I still think they're one of them sides. They're a dangerous side. You've seen some of the results they've picked up this season, so they can cause teams problems. They've done that already over the last couple of weeks. They went to Slough and beat Slough, and I think they lost at Maidstone 1-0, but again we see when we played them back in December where we had a 3-3 draw, it was always going to be a tough game. They've got people all over the park that can score goals, and we've got to make sure we keep defending like we've defended for the last 2 games, and then make sure if we get our opportunities we take the opportunities and we go and win the games. 3 points are massive at the moment. It's the most important thing to anything we're doing, and as I say, draws are okay, but too many draws don't help you, as I've said from day one.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. So that's the Saints through to the semi-final of the Hearts Senior Cup, but on Saturday we're back here for National League South, Oxford City, Clarence Park. Of course, kick-off is at 3 p.m.